misunderstood? In your relations with others, do you sometimes feel misunderstood? It could be by a close family member, a friend, a coworker, etc. The problem is that the content of your mind, heart, will, intention, and all of your past experiences are what go into directing your actions. And no one understands all of this except God. We do not even fully understand what we do and why we do it most of the time. As a result, it is easy for others to fail to understand us and what takes place within us. It can also be easy for others to misunderstand us and even judge us. This can be hard to take, but we must not let it bother us. Instead, we must direct our concern only to that which our Lord thinks. His mind and His judgment are all that matters. And the misunderstanding we may experience at times from others must be seen as an act of the permissive will of our Lord, primarily to test and strengthen our mercy for others. Can you think of a time in which you recently experienced the misunderstanding of another? If so, rather than letting yourself become angry or hurt over this, allow it to test the depths of your own merciful heart. Accept this humiliation with grace and give thanks to God that He has permitted you to share in the same act of misunderstanding and judgment that He took upon Himself. In this, you are blessed to be invited to share in the distribution of His divine mercy. Lord, give me a merciful heart. When I am misunderstood, help me to accept this as an opportunity for grace, forgiveness, and mercy. Thank you for loving me enough to allow me to endure such a test. I give myself to you, dear Lord, so that you can work in and through me to be a witness of all that you endured. Jesus, I trust in you.
Saint Augustine of Canterbury. Early 6th century. 604. Patron saint of England. Shortly after our Lord's death and resurrection, the Roman Empire launched its conquest of Britain. As the Romans slowly accepted Christianity, the faith trickled into pagan Britain, putting down deep roots after the empire legalized Christianity in the 4th century. After the Roman Empire fell, the Angles and Saxons conquered the Britons. With them came a return to pagan worship. Around the year 595, Pope St. Gregory the Great witnessed pagan Angleboys being sold as slaves in a Roman market. Moved to action, the Pope turned to missionaries. Before assuming office, Gregory was a Benedictine monk who converted his family home into the Abbey of St. Andrew. When Gregory became Pope, Father Augustine was the Abbey's prior. Pope Gregory asked the monks to become missionaries to Anglo-Saxon England. Father Augustine, who was advanced in age, was put in charge of the mission, and 30 to 40 other monks traveled with him. The monks' objective was to go to King Ethelbert of the Kingdom of Kent, in southeast England. King Ethelbert's wife, the daughter of Frankish King Charibert I, was a Christian who had been allowed to practice her faith freely. Encouraged by the Pope, Abbot Augustine and the monks set out for the Kingdom of Kent. After the monks crossed the English Channel, King Ethelbert went out to meet them, welcoming them with open arms. He offered them a ruined church and gave them permission to convert as many people as they could. In less than a year, the king himself converted and was baptized. Elated with the news, Pope Gregory named Abbot Augustine as the first Archbishop of Canterbury. After receiving episcopal ordination in Alès, France, Archbishop Augustine returned to Kent and enthusiastically continued his mission. On Christmas Day 597, Archbishop Augustine baptized nearly 10,000 Anglo-Saxons. For the next 9 years, Archbishop Augustine worked tirelessly to establish the church among the Anglo-Saxons. With the king's help, dioceses were created and many conversions followed. God performed so many miracles through Archbishop Augustine that the Pope wrote to him, warning him not to allow those miracles to feed his pride. After 10 years of ministry in England, Archbishop Augustine knew his death was near. He prepared for his demise by choosing his successor and ordaining him a bishop. At the time of Augustine's death, 2 other kings had received baptism, and after his death, the missionary activity continued. By the end of the 7th century, after a series of ups and downs, the kings of each of the kingdoms of Anglo-Saxon England converted, and their people followed. Saint Augustine of Canterbury, You were open to the will of God in your life, despite the radical and unexpected nature of your calling. You responded with courage, faith, and hope, and God used you in powerful ways. Please pray that I will respond to God's will with courage, so that I will share the faith God has given to me with others in accord with His holy will. Saint Augustine of Canterbury, pray for me. Jesus, I trust in you.